Hi everybody and welcome to HJ and Modern Barber Goes Live. Today we're joined by Tom Chapman and we're going to have a little bit of a catch up with the Lions Barber Collective founder. But before we do, I'll just do a very brief introduction. So Tom is the founder of the Lions Barber Collective and we're going to be talking about all the amazing things that he's achieved in the past couple of months. Namely opening the first Lions barbershop in none other than Carnaby Street in London and launching the Collective Pride Awards. Welcome, Tom.
Hi, Charlotte. Great to be here. Thank you so much.
Good. I mean, you've done quite a lot, haven't you? In the last year?
That's why I look the way I do. I'm actually only 21.
But what a successful year. Well done.
It's been, do you know what? It's been a interesting year. It seems to have gone so quickly as well, considering last year seemed to last forever. But yeah, I think last year obviously definitely helped with the charity because I wasn't doing hair all the time, so I could focus on this, and that helped prepare for this year, really.
Cool. So I would love to know a little bit more about the Collective Pride Awards. What is it? Why did you launch it? And for those who have not heard about it, why do they need to get involved?
Right, so the Collective Pride Awards, I something I thought about for a long time. I wanted to do something like this, and I think the hair industry is really good at celebrating our creative energies and our creative abilities with lots of the awards that exist already. But I think, especially being part of the Lions Barber Collective, doing what we do, realizing the impact that the hair industry, beauticians, and barbers can have on those in the chair and the communities, and you just have to look around at the amount of charities and charitable things that are going on within the hair and beauty industry to realize that we are very compassionate and empathetic people that want to help. So that was the idea of this Collective Pride Awards, is to celebrate those who go above and beyond for the people in the chair, their colleagues, or just the industry as a whole, maybe even their community.
Cool. So I'm going to give you a real quiz here. And you have to say all categories in
in order,
alphabetical, and in 1 minute. But in a nutshell, what kind of categories are there available that people can enter? And are there certain, like I know some of them, they have to be nominated to enter. Is that right?
Yeah, they do have to be nominated. But the thing is, you could perhaps ask someone that you've helped to nominate you. Do you know what I mean? So that you can sort of self-nominate, but ask someone to do it for you. But there's things like Beyond Business Award, which is basically, are you more than just a business? Are you going out there rather than just cutting hair and worrying about the figures and the numbers that are coming in on your net profit and all the rest of it? But do you do stuff for your community? Do you hold places? Do you hold like days where you have an open door policy, or you cut sort of homeless people's hair once a week, or you do, I don't know, something like that? Anything where you go as a business, you're giving back. There's also the More Than Award. I think that's quite a nice one because we quite often say, I'm just a barber, I'm just a hairdresser, but actually, we're far more than that. So that's for somebody who goes above and beyond just a day cutting hair. And there's the My Saviour Award, which is, does that person are they a lifesaver? It doesn't have to be, in our sense of the Lions Barber Collective, where you actually save someone's life, stop them from taking their life. It could be, but, did you help that person through alopecia maybe, or did you help that person through a tough time they were going through a divorce maybe, or whatever? Are you that sort of shoulder to cry on, or that rock for somebody? And then actually, do you know what? Excuse me a second. I am going to be right back.
Oh.
Let me get this. So the main sort of award, and one of the reasons why I did this and why it is called what it is called, is the Sam Wall Award, which is the main, for that shining in those ring lights.
Nice.
Gold-plated as well. The gold-plated award, that Sam Wall Award, is for like the ultimate, it's for someone who really is a bit of an inspiration in helping others and creating something. Maybe they set something up, maybe they, I don't know, created a movement. It could be anything like that. Someone who really has gone above and beyond, and that's like the main one. So
I've seen that in pictures, but nothing could prepare me for the beauty of that in real life, or at least on screen in real life.
There you go. So we're gonna.
You look like an extra from Gladiator.
Oh, only. If only one day. So that's the awards, and the idea is it's going to be on the 17th of January, which is normally Blue Monday, which may be the most depressing day of the year. So we want to try and bring some sort of celebrations that day. And it's going to be at the historic Barber Surgeons Hall, which is an amazing venue to be in if no one's been there. If you haven't been there before, it's just incredible.
And so much history, right? And so much.
Yeah, well, it was started. It started at 700 years ago by like it's like original paintings of King Henry VIII there. They've got like Tudor shaving bowls there on display. And it's a very big part of our history as a hair industry.
And I presume the specific instructions not to put punch in the shaving bowls of the Tudor period.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice, but
yeah, no punch in there and no drinking from the Tudor gold cups that they have.
Goblets,
goblets.
Yeah. And are there any key dates apart from Monday, the 17th of January, that people need to know about?
So entries are open now, so you can apply now. Get in there, get your name down, get other people's name down. We are closing the entries on the 15th of November, so we've still got a bit of time. The category to enter categories is all on the website, Collective Pride Awards. It is very, very, try to keep it as simple as possible. It's just a form, you go on there, you fill out the form. There's testimonies for each one. It's between 250 and 500 words, so it's not massive. You don't have to write a massive essay or anything. You don't have to create a PDF file or anything like that. The idea of this is that anybody can enter this, and it's the people that are being recognized for the things that they're doing for our clients and for our community and for each other. So you don't have to be the best hairdresser in the world to make a difference to someone's life, and that's what really, really is important. I think that's a big part of the industry that gets forgotten. And then we will be judging on 22nd of November here at Lions HQ. We're going to have the board of trustees, my bosses basically, are going to come down and judge everything. So I think we've got a real kind of diverse bunch of people judging it. And they're not from the hair industry, so they're not going to be. They don't know anyone, if you know what I mean. So it's very, very sort of. I think it's be very fair the way it's judged.
That's amazing. Can't wait to hear the stories and the amazing feats that come out of this, because it's just not something that we do enough in the industry. Like, we really don't. And everyone is so focused on the image or what they're putting on social media and what the hair looks like. And it's like, it's about how you make people feel.
It's a combination of both, isn't it? And I think it's amazing. It's great that we celebrate our creativeness and these photo shoots, and some of it, I still look at it and think, how have they done that? And I think it's amazing. But I just also think there's a complete other side of it that we need to start looking at and recognizing. And I think that becomes why we become more than just a hairdresser or more than just a barber, because not only are we creating stuff, but having an impact on people's lives and the communities that we serve.
Oh. And so another huge project that you've been working on, not just this year, probably a lot of years in the making, is the Lions Barber Shop that's opened on Carnaby Street. Tell me a little bit about the ethos behind it, where exactly it is, and how is it all going for you?
Yeah, look, it's absolutely brilliant. It's something that we've wanted to do for a long time. I've wanted to make the charity self-sustainable. That was the idea. I never wanted to be a charity that begged for donations and made people feel guilty for donations. But I wanted to become a self-sustainable model. And what better way to do that as a barbering or hair-related charity than to have our own places and our own spaces. Carnaby Street came about because of a partnership with War Paint for Men, which is a men's makeup line, because that's Danny Gray who founded that. He also has a history of mental health. So we got on very quickly, basically, when we first met, and we combined the two ideas. So we have War Paint for Men at the front of the store on Carnaby Street, number 29, right underneath the sign, "Welcome to Carnaby Street." And at the back of the store, we have 2 barber chairs there. And they have been gifted us. The space has been gifted to us by War Paint, so we don't have to pay any rent on it, which is incredible. And the barbers, it's a non-profit store basically. So the barbers cut hair. The barbers get paid their wage. They get paid to cut hair, but everything that's left after that gets donated back to the Lions Barber Collective, which then enables us to provide sustainability for the charity, but more importantly, awareness campaigns around mental health enables us to pay to be able to go and do pop-ups in different places, but also it enables us to be able to train more hairdressers and barbers for free, because I believe that we should all have those skills, and I don't think the hair industry should have to pay for it, because I think that it should have been integrated into our education anyway. So this is a way of us providing value to the community, creating a safe space where the barbers are trained and connecting the community to the resources available, but at the same time being able to pay for free training sessions for the rest of the industry.
Amazing. So are you openly, like, you're looking for more barbers to work there? Are they volunteering with you at the barbershop, or are they paid positions for barbers?
So it's paid positions, so they get paid for their work, because you can't live off nothing. And we want to have a great team there. That it's about being a great barbershop first and foremost, and getting great haircuts and great services. And we are looking at having more of these barbershops. We're in talks with a couple of people at the moment about different locations. So fingers crossed that happens sooner rather than later. But the idea, is to have paid barbers, have an amazing barbershop. I am creating, education for it. We're looking at eventually having our own art team, creative team, and we want to do, we want it to be an amazing barbershop. But this sort of the underlying thing is that we also care. We also connected to all the mental health services, and we're certain places that we are potentially going to be very soon. We're already connected with the council, we're connected with the local sports teams, the police crime commissioners, the NHS, who are all backing for us to go into that place, so that we can become a hub really for the community, as well as an amazing barbershop. And I just want to mention really that actually Aston Fincher provided all of our stuff for the Carnaby Street store, so it cost us nothing. And Timely supplied us with the sound software. So actually, between War Paint, Timely, and Aston Fincher, that store on Carnaby Street has cost us nothing.
That's incredible, and it just shows to show you how the hairdressing industry just keeps giving back to each other. And when the industry sees valuable projects that is going to help the wider community, they jump on it, don't they? And they're wholeheartedly support you. That's really encouraging.
It's incredible. For me, that's what blew me away about this whole thing. It's quite incredible to see the support for what we're trying to do, and that's just amazing. So thankful for anyone that ever supports this. Cool.
Can you tease any other plans that are on the Lions Barber side of things in the pipeline? Or do words that rhyme with the with the projects?
Well, look, there's loads of stuff going on, to be honest with you. So many things going on. I've literally just had a conversation this morning about the qualification, the Lions Barber Collective, the Barber Talk and Hair and Beauty Talk, and talking about turning this into a regulated qualification, or qualification that can go into colleges and schools, and hopefully eventually be part of the curriculum, so that when people come through, they have these skills already. There's what else is going on? There's so many things going on. Obviously there's something going on with the barber surgeons as well. Another thing that's happening, which is I suppose I can tell you about it, but we're trying to create a Lions College of Barbers, and the idea is that working with the barber surgeons, we will help bring people in the London area out of poverty or deprivation, and have a group of cohorts every year, and it'll almost like a scholarship, working with South East London College Group and the barber surgeons to be able to give 6 to 8 people in the first year, as a proof of concept, the support and mentor that will follow them through. Development officer, although I don't really like that name. I think it's a bit too sounds a bit like prison, doesn't it? It's going to be something that's a bit more friendly, but like a mentor, I suppose, that would help them through their course, their level 3 in hairdressing and barbering, but also tag on mental health training, so the barber talk training, tag on how to recognize skin cancer, things like this, lots of holistic things. So and then adding on things like how to set up a business, and all these little bolt-on little things. So that by the end of the time they finish, they're how to set up, preparing to open the salons and other qualification. So we found these 5 or 6 qualifications that will bolt on, so that when they finish their CV, they'll have a really good understanding of the business side of things as well as the practical side of things. And then to top that off, working with people such as like Errol Douglas and other people like Kai Wilson, other people that I've approached to be mentors and do enrichment days. So the people so these young guys and girls will have the opportunity to potentially go on a shoot with people or go and do a work placement day in like high-end salons, so that at the end of this last year, they should have a pretty good qualification, pretty good understanding, and a great CV, so they can potentially walk into a job in the hair industry and have an ability to make a living for themselves.
That sounds absolutely amazing. Wow.
Yeah, so that's the proposal is in with that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can do that. Eventually, that's something that the Lions barbershops will be able to pay to fund. Yeah. But to get it started off, we're looking for funding and stuff with the Barber Salesmen's partnership with them. But that's just one of the ideas that we're trying to get off the ground at the moment. What else have we done? I've got my children's book, which has just come out.
So good.
Yeah, so that just came out, the Mighty Lions in the Big Match. That came out on the 22nd of July. The idea behind it was, I've got 2 kids and I wanted to write a children's book around mental health. And this one, the idea came about after reading a study about sport and young children and how the boys were scorned if they failed, but the young girls were sort of, sort of encouraged and looked at it. It doesn't matter, next time, try again, sort of thing. And I thought that actually I was very lucky as a kid because I didn't have that from my parents. They were very supportive, and they whether we failed or not. So the idea is sort of failure as an event, not a person, and also look after yourself. And there's messages in there for the kids and the parents. But it's I wrote this 18 months ago, but it's about a group of young lions that get to the final of a cup, and they feel there's a pressure on them for everyone to win. They play against a team in blue. It's a team in blue, and it all comes down to a penalty with a young lion in an Arsenal kit. So I don't know if I could see the future or not, but that
I think you might be Mystic Meg. That is so weird.
More like Septic Peg, but there's but it is one of the it is amazing that I come up. I could write. Perhaps I should write one where we win the World Cup. Maybe that's the sequel. Yeah, the
sequel.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's that's available now, and that's available everywhere, like Amazon, Waterstones, the Bitch Smith, so that everywhere.
So cool.
Yeah.
Is that I'm sure there's lots of other projects in the pipeline.
Yeah, there are lots of things going on.
I know you might not be able to talk about them all.
Is there anything I've told you that you want to ask me about in particular? You can do far away, and if I can't tell you anymore,
it rhymes with. I can't do it. Pain station.
Pain station. That was really good rhyming. Train station. Yeah. So train station. So actually, you know what? We're hopefully working with. We are working with. We're on a process working with Network Rail, and also this week I've been speaking with GWR, which Great Western Railway as well. There's a big issue with. Suicide prevention on train lines and also the mental health that's affected because of those incidents. So we are looking at potentially having Lions barber stores or barber shops at the train stations, with Reading being the first one. We are hoping, no pun intended, to get it over the line this week or this coming week.
Finally.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get like the agreement over the line and then we'll be in there. But potentially that's Reading to start off with, and if it goes well, then potentially other train stations. And I think it's a great space to
definitely, because you're not only providing a service that's helpful to have at a train station, but also being almost that point of refuge and that sign that says, hey, it's okay, come talk to us.
Yeah. And for the staff as well, not just the public, but the staff as well that are there. So
cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So on to Salon International plans, which is coming around very soon. 16th to 18th October, date for all your diaries watching. And you're going to be on stage with the Lions Barber Collective, the Modern Barber stage, Monday the 18th October, 10:30 a.m. What kind of things do you think that you'll be doing? Will you be having more of a kind of holistic chat about mental health and like barber talk and that kind of thing, as well as cutting hair?
Yeah, so we will be cutting hair. I like to use the opportunity of Sound International to have some of our ambassadors and volunteers cut hair. I think it's nice for them to have that experience and be on stage and also tell us some stories about how they found the training, how they found the responsibility of being able to talk to clients. Was it scary? Was it not? All that kind of stuff as well. But and I'll probably be there as well presenting, and we'll be talking about the 4 pillars of the barber talk and why it's important to be involved. I think it's an amazing platform to be at Sound International, and I think to have the first one back post pandemic, it's going to be a great energy and a great sort of. I think. Like Barberfest, I mean, it was absolutely fantastic. I think it's really good. I mean, we all need to, basic human need is to belong and love and be loved. And I think as an industry, we're very much, I am a hairdresser or I am a barber. It's our identity, it's us. And we've had that taken away from us for so long. And part of that is being with our tribe. And being with, because we are different. Whenever I've taken my friends along to Sound International to be models, they're like eyes are on stalks, like, this is so weird. I mean, God, look at everyone talking, getting excited about a pair of scissors and all the rest of it. But it's our tribe, it's our community, and that was been taken away from us. And I think so. Sound International coming back is going to be such a special year. And it's going to be just so great to be there. And perhaps we can share some sort of information with mental health about how to look after ourselves and how to look after our clients and prepare them, because I think we are going to have the impact the pandemic has had on the nation's mental health. It is huge, and we're going to be left to deal with it as hairdressers and barbers, because people come sit in our chairs and talk about it rather than going to doctors or therapists or psychiatrists or anything like that.
And I guess a big focus since the pandemic has been hairdressers' own mental health, and we've all realised how important it is to have that work-life balance as people have gone back into work, working 12-hour plus days to fit all the clients in. The first time round after lockdown, everyone sort of realised, whoa, I need some work-life balance in here. So will that be something that you'd be focusing on in your talks as well at Salon?
I think I need to focus on that myself. I think there's been a bit of for me, speaking personally as well. I made myself incredibly busy through lockdown anyway with the charity. So I was doing 5.5, 6 days a week here in Lions HQ, and now we've got to go out and do everything that I was doing before the pandemic, as well as all the stuff that I filled my time with before. So I don't know how I'm fitting it all in, but and I think there's talking to other people, I think there's been a sense of overwhelm as well, because I've gone from not doing anything to doing lots of stuff, or but so I think there's a real big need for us to take care of ourselves, and that's really important. Try and remember those 5 steps of well-being that we've spoken about before, I think, on lives.
And we'll be also running at Salon International, and Tom will be involved with our new business live panels, which are really kind of almost more exclusive events that are away from the show floor. So you have kind of almost a seminar session. There's a panel. Tom will be sitting on our mental health panel, and we're going to be. You look slightly surprised at that. No. Will I?
What have I signed up for here?
He's signed a verbal contract right now. But I'm sure the conversation will continue a lot further, and it'll be really like such a almost like nourishing and like supportive kind of atmosphere and those talks, with hopefully questions from the audience and a bit more interaction and a chance to kind of ask Tom anything.
Go for it. Ask me anything. Do you know who else is on the panel yet? Do you know who the full lineup?
I'll get my spreadsheet ready.
Get your spreadsheet ready. Yeah. Look, I think it's going to be really good. I think that panel conversations are really, really effective. Yeah. It's really, it's a really great way of having an an interactive session with a group of people, and also it's much more organic than a presentation. I think presentations become quite stale. They're quite sterile. They're quite, people have an agenda, what they want to get across. So it's very one-sided. So I think panels are really, really great for me. I've just done a great podcast recently with Neil Moody and Rosie. I've forgotten her last name. Rosie, that's really bad, isn't it? Rosie, she's a presenter, model, and she's a presenter for Sky Sports for the horse racing. But she used to be a model, like a really, really high model. She went through stuff, so mental health. So just having like even just that three-way conversation on a podcast is really interesting, getting everyone's point of view and people challenging each other. And I think the panels are really, really valuable for people to attend and be part of. So
while you were talking, you may have seen me typing away looking for my spreadsheet, and I can now exclusively
I know how to waste time. I know how to waste time for that. Don't tell anyone.
I can exclusively reveal who will be joining you on the panel, Tom.
Drum roll.
We've got Louis Byrne, Tom Chapman, Jordana Cabela, and Jay Irving.
Amazing. I saw Louis the other day. Bumped into him in London. It's great.
Well, you can carry on the conversation at Salon International.
Do you know what? The next day, I am actually flying to Orlando. Hopefully, if we're allowed to go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting. So I was going to ask you what you've got on that's going to be a break from hair. So you're having a break at some point this summer, right?
Yeah. So that's the next day. That's the next day. That's my, I'm for anyone who knows me, Disney is my addiction, as it were. Any money that I ever make goes to Disney. So you can pay, if people pay me in Disney holidays or Disney, that's the way the money goes anyway.
Is there such a thing as like a Disney currency to spend?
They used to have a Disney dollar, but I don't think they do that anymore. They're just gift cards and things now.
Because that's how you can be paid in.
Just get paid in Disney dollars. Yeah, gift cards, Disney gift card. Yeah, pay me in Disney gift card. Brilliant. That'd be amazing. So that's the idea. But then that all depends on whether we can go or not. That's well,
crossing everything. And what is it about Disney that helps you switch off and escape from everyday life, aside from the fantasy element of it?
Yeah, I think Disney's Walt Disney is a big inspiration for me. I think he's sort of one of the heroes. The way that if you've ever read any of his books about him or any history about him, he was like bankrupt twice, and he was, there were points where he couldn't even pay to have his his shoes resold, and he could, but he believed in something and he saw a vision and he wanted to do it, and he did whatever he could to create that. It's very inspirational, and things like the customer service that they have there is incredible. And as previous salon owner and working with, and now a barbershop owner, as such, it's things like that are really, really inspirational. Like their mission statement for their staff is make people happy. That's all they have to do, and they have like that ability to, the kid drops an ice cream, they can just give them an ice cream. They don't have to go and check with management first or anything like that. I just think the way the whole thing's run, I think it's just very inspirational. I think the fact that it came from one man's dream, then he managed to create that, and hopefully, I can just mirror that slightly with the Lions Barber Collective, that we can, create something that goes on way beyond me and helps people be happy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So in many ways, you are the Walt Disney.
I'm the Walt Disney of mental health. Yeah.
Mental health.
The Walt Disney of suicide prevention. How exciting! I'll have a theme park one day with therapists and haircuts, and no, I think for me it's pure escapism. It is completely escapism. The service is so good, they do anything for you. I've got kids, so you don't have to worry about going to a nice restaurant and the kids kicking off. It's all geared up for that, and it's just a nice place to be.
I can't wait till you set up the theme park, and know that Hairdressers Journal and Modern Barber will be your media sponsors.
Amazing.
For Tom Chapman World, Mental Health World.
Yeah, not suicide world. But no, it's I don't know. We'll have to. When the theme park gets up and running,
we'll brainstorm some names.
Well, we can make a cartoon out of this. There you go. Job done.
It's done.
Lion World.
Lion World. What about Lions Pride World?
Lions Pride has turned into a think tank for this imaginary theme park now. If anyone's got any ideas, please send them too.
Message us.
On a postcode too.
PO Box 123.
It's really old school, that is, isn't it?
And it was always like a little address in Derby, like it always was.
Just to throw everyone off the scent.
Yeah. I think we should probably leave it there before we get too hysterical. I told you we'd get hysterical on this.
Yeah, it's you and my tiredness. Where I said we're losing vaccines and tiredness is not.
Thank you all so much for joining us, and don't forget that you can come and get tickets to see Tom IRL. That's been such a long time at Salon International from the 16th of 18th of October, and Tom is on the Modern Barber stage along with the other Lions Barber Collective members on Monday the 18th of October. Right. Good to see you.
Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you, honestly. And really looking forward to Sound International and enter the Collective Pride Awards if you haven't already.
Yeah.
And buy my book. And then, and then that's one step closer to the theme park.
Theme park. Right? Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Bye. See you soon.